Hello and welcome. It's Ruth here at Artful Stampin, and it's another Christmas Stampathon today. The theme is flowers. Oh my goodness, so hard for me. I don't know how I'm going to do it. How am I going to put flowers on a card? I don't know. Tricky one for me. Anyway, I'm going to be focusing on this gorgeous new stamp set, Ringed with Nature, coming very soon to you if you're a Stampin' Up customer, available from the beginning of July. I'm also going to be using the gorgeous dies that actually go with this. So there is a whole set called Tree Rings. And what I'm thinking of doing, if I just show you some of the dies, there are these ones. Then there are some leafy ones, and I've already pre-cut a few out, ready to embellish. And there are rings, tree rings, that sit inside these ones here. But I'm going to be using these to cut an aperture. All right, I thought let's use these in a slightly different way. So I've got a piece of cardstock here. I've already tested it out to see if it will work. And it does. Actually, I can cut two pieces of cardstock out in one go. So I've got a piece of Sahara sand, which is a tiny smidge smaller than a card base. And I'm using the 3 rings that are kind of in the middle. There's 5 rings. So I'm using the middle 3 in terms of size. So I'm putting the largest one in the middle. I'll try and keep those together. Stay together. Come on. There we go. Oh, no. Oh. Right, they want to come apart. Okay, so I'm putting the middle one. Right, let's start again. Right, stay. Right, the middle one's going in, the largest one is going in the middle, and I'm turning it slightly because it is clearly bigger than the others. And then I'm going to pop the second largest one at the bottom, and again, turn that one slightly. And then the smallest one is going to go that way, so that the width of them, or the width that I'm using, is similar all the way down the cardstock. That's kind of like my aim, really. So there we go. Then I'm going to pop my plate on the top. So we're using the 2, is that number 3 plates? With the biggest one, which I think is number 4. There we go. And they have beautifully cut out some holes for me. And I'm now going to put it through this tree embossing folder. And I want some ink on here. So I'm just going to grab crumb cake ink, which is a kind of smidge darker than Sahara sand. Well, it is darker than Sahara sand. And I'm just going to brush on the ink across the part of the embossing folder that has the Stampin' Up logo on it. So I think that'll be enough. Oh well, we'll see how that works. Then I'm going to close that over the top, roughly in the right place, like that. And then swap out a couple of the plates. So as I said, oh no, I was wrong. It wasn't number 4, it was number 1. I've got number 1. And this is number 4. So you need number 4 for the 3D embossing folders, of which this tree bark one is. So this is in the annual catalogue, this embossing folder. And I like the subtlety of it. It's got lots of detail, which I think is really nice. So, oh yes, look at that, gorgeous. Okay, I'm going to, by the magic of television, I'm going to get 3 more done. Okay, so I have cut all 4 pieces out ready. I've also had a little play to see how my layout is going to look. So my plan is to stamp some flowers in the background on my very vanilla cardstock base, and then stick that on the top. And then I thought it would be nice to add some additional elements, maybe some berries, that type of thing. So I've grabbed out the dies from, again, a new die set, Golden Beauty, and they match a floral, well, it's like a shrubby type plant. And I'm going to cut out, and I think I'm going to go for a really nice red. So bear with while I grab that. So because these are quite tiny dies, I thought I would use my mini cut and emboss machine here. Stick that in. And it's great for using up little scraps, these sort of tiny little dies. And I love how Stampin' Up have designed it that there's a few all on one die rather than individual. Can you imagine trying to cut these out individually? That would be a bit of a pain. So let's just run, oh, come on, stay, there we go. Run that through my machine. You do have to make sure that the dies don't move just before they go through, because you do not want your dies overlapping with each other. Metal on metal through this machine is not a good idea. Anyway, let's just have a look and see what these are like. Now, I love these. I don't know if you can see the detail, but they've got a little bit of an embossed area, and to me that would just make the perfect kind of little berries. So I'm going to do that twice so that we've got lots to choose from. Right, so I'm ready to stamp now. I've got real red here and thought it would be nice to have maybe a couple of flowers poking through like so. Just do a second generation one like that, and then one showing through there, and then maybe a second generation one down there. Okay, so I'm going to do that 4 times. So I'm going to keep this in real time so that you can see me doing this, and it's just show kind of, it doesn't matter if it's not exactly the same for every single one you do. When we issue these challenges, we often say, you know, make about 4 of each, and I think it's wise to do that. If you're going to get all your equipment out to be making and die cutting and stamping, then you may as well be making 4 cards in one go. And 4 is one of those numbers that it's kind of easy because, you know, it's 2 pieces of cardstock cut into 2. That's your card bases. You know, this layer here, you get 4 from 1 sheet of card. So you're using up cardstock as well in an effective manner when making multiple cards. And with a season like Christmas, where people do tend to send quite a few out, you know, when you hit upon a design that you like, sorry, just not concentrating there, it's worth, you know, making a few of the same. So if you want to go and grab some more inspiration, the other ladies who are taking part are Ellen and Shirley in Australia, and Esther, my sister from Stampin' Star Creations, and the link for the Facebook group for this challenge is in the description below, and you'll be able to go along to that Facebook group and see what they've stamped. Oh, I've just realised I need to pop that light on because I've got bright sunshine coming through my window, and it causes a bit of a shadow sometimes. Okay, so I'm just grabbing the soft succulent ink now because I would like to add some greenery to this. So I'm just going to pop some in here, and there we go. So just check to see what that looks like and whether I need to add a bit more. So I'll pop some there, and then move on to the next one. Yes, so head along to the Facebook group, and also there is where you can share your creations. So what we do is we post monthly the title of the challenge, and we just ask that you pop your cards or whatever it is that you've made underneath that challenge post, so it keeps the group nice and tidy. So we issue the challenges every 25th of the month, you know, because that's, you know, Christmas Day, and we do it for 10 months out of the year. So we have a break in November and December, because really that's when you should be writing your cards and getting them out or getting ready, and so we kind of restrict it to those months. And yeah, get lots of inspiration. I love going back and seeing what you guys have done as well. So I'm just adding a few more leaves, because of course with flowers comes leaves. And so this month's challenge, just to repeat that for you, it's using flowers in your card making, basically. Now, you may not want to stamp them. You may want to cut them out and, you know, make some paper flowers. That's absolutely fine. Actually, it's a little bit unlike me just to head for the stamping. When I have a flower challenge, it's usually, oh, let's make some paper ones. But no, I wanted to show off this flower that's in this stamp set, so that's what I'm doing. Okay, keep bringing back my little piece that's going to be stuck on the top just to see what it looks like. So I'm happy with that little aperture. And then I was thinking of sticking this down with some dimensionals just to lift that up a little bit. But I'm wondering whether I could get away with sticking a piece of card, like thick card, underneath this section here, and then just using dimensionals for that, because that will save me some dimensionals. And then I'm going to be sticking these on in a minute as well. I'm just going to have a quick look, see what that looks like. Oh, I like it, I like it. Okay, right, I'm going to grab some cardboard. So I have cut myself some pieces of card. Now this is usually, I save these from packaging normally, and so it just provides a really nice kind of bit of dimension without having to use lots and lots of dimensionals. So I'm going to be sticking that there. So I'm popping the dimensionals in the corners of, oh no, is that going to fit? Oh no, that's not going to fit. I'm going to grab a small one to pop in there. And yep, so that goes there. So it means I don't have to use so many. Just kind of cool. And it's a great way of using up pieces of card that normally would just end up in the recycling. So I'm recycling them on a card instead. Now come on, glue, behave yourself. Actually, I think I opened a new one on the other day because Tom was making a card and I decided to bless him with a new one. There we go. So I'm just going to stick that there, let that dry while I take off the tops of the dimensionals. And then that can be, oh no, need some glue on it, that would help. And then I'm going to stick that down, and because I've got a bit of wiggle room, means I can figure out where exactly I want that to stick. And there you have it, a little bit of a raised area there. Okay, so in hindsight, I think I should have popped a little dimensional under there. Let's see if I can do that. I'm going to peel off the top though. That's my little pokey tool. Let's see if I can pop that underneath. There we go, that's a bit better. Okay, I might do that next time I stick the others down. Give it a little bit more support underneath. Oh, that moved. As I was folding it under, it moved. Okay. So just a little bit of care needed for that section, or that process there. Right, now to stick on my pretty pieces. So I pre-cut these out earlier to save a bit of time. And got a bit too much glue there. Look, I've pulled that by accident, it's torn it, so I'm going to hide that. There we go, let's hide my little boo-boo there. And then I think some of these smaller dimensionals would work on these bigger berries to give, again, a bit more texture and some raised elements. Then also we can stick some over where, now where's my, Oh, a bit too much glue there, Ruth. Okay, let's get a bigger one. There we go. Stick that on top. You'll be fine. No one will never know. A little bit of glue there. Oh, these are like, they're sort of like, it's almost like you've created your own sequins to put on top. We have got some sort of sticky sequins which are fabulous, but if you don't want to be using so much plastic, this is a really good alternative because it means you can just cut your own from whatever coloured cardstock you have. It's just brilliant. Put a few there. Yeah. Oh, what's that? I don't want you there. Right, stay. You do have to tell them what to do sometimes, though. Give them a bit of instruction. Okay. Ooh, I like that. Now, can I fit another dimensional behind one of these? I do like it when you get to raise them up a bit. Right, there you have it. Oh, now I forgot to put a sentiment on. Oops. I think what I'll do is I'm going to stamp my sentiment on the inside. So we've got this lovely peace on earth and goodwill to all, tidings of comfort and joy. Emmanuel, God with us. I think this lovely big one, peace on earth, is a nice one to stamp on the inside. So that can be done very easily. I have to figure out which way around it goes. There we go. And I think in keeping with the kind of colour scheme, I could stamp that in not soft succulent, a shade darker than soft succulent, and go for evening evergreen, which will be nice and readable. That's the thing about stamping sentiments. I always think they've got to be readable. I haven't got the sticker on this yet, so I'm just checking it's the right way round. Yes, it is. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, yes. Gorgeous. Beautiful. Right. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I hope this has inspired you to do your own floral Christmas cards. And if you are a follower of my channel already, you'll know how much of a fan I am of floral. So hopefully it won't be too taxing on you, because you may have already got a few floral items to your fingertips. And of course, it was really nice for me to show you some of the new products in the July to December, in fact, mini catalogue. So some of these goodies are going to be available very, very, very soon. And if you need a catalogue, do drop me a line. And in the description, I will put a list of all the products I've used today, plus a link to the Facebook group for you to go and hop on and have some fun. Anyway, thank you for joining me today, guys. Take care for now. Bye.